And have you ever asked yourself, who exactly was Ezra and why does he have a book in the Bible? It's a question that has piqued the curiosity of many, and today we aim to shed some light on this enigma. This video will delve into the intriguing world of the Old Testament, focusing on the Book of Ezra, a historical treasure that has been a source of inspiration and guidance for centuries. We will be uncovering some amazing facts about this book, providing a fresh perspective on its significance and relevance. From its authorship to its profound messages, the Book of Ezra has layers of mystery waiting to be unraveled. We'll delve into who Ezra was, the time period he lived in, and why his book holds such a prominent place in the Bible. So, without further ado, let's take a journey back in time to explore the life of Ezra and his book. The first fact to note is the authorship of the Book of Ezra. The common belief is that the book was written by Ezra himself, a scribe and a priest, who played a significant role in the narrative. His unique perspective and deep understanding of the events would have contributed to the detailed and engaging accounts we find in the book. However, there are alternative theories that propose different authors. Some scholars suggest that the book might have been penned by another scribe or priest, someone who was close to the events but not directly involved. These theories stem from textual analysis and historical context, providing a different angle to our understanding of the book's creation. Regardless of these differing views, one thing is certain. The author, be it Ezra or another scribe, was deeply inspired. Their work resulted in a narrative that has endured through the ages and continues to resonate with us today. Whoever the author was, they were undoubtedly inspired to create a narrative that still resonates with us today. Our second fact takes us to the time period in which the Book of Ezra is set. The narrative unfolds during a significant epoch in Jewish history, the return from the Babylonian exile. This period was marked by a collective journey of the Jews back to their homeland, Jerusalem, following a decree from the Persian king Cyrus the Great. The events that transpire in the Book of Ezra are believed to have occurred around the late 6th to early 5th century BCE, a time when the Jewish people were rebuilding their lives and re-establishing their faith. It was an era of profound transition, of renaissance, and of rebirth. The book details the reconstruction of the temple, the resumption of religious practices, and the reformation of the community's spiritual identity. Thus, the Book of Ezra serves as a historical record of a pivotal time in Jewish history. Fact 3 focuses on the significance of Ezra himself. Ezra was more than just a name in the annals of biblical history. He was a scribe and a priest, profoundly dedicated to the study and teaching of God's law. His devotion was not confined within the walls of a temple or a synagogue. It was a living, breathing example of faith in action. As a scribe, Ezra worked tirelessly, diligently transcribing the words of the law, ensuring their preservation for future generations. But he was not content with merely preserving the law. He was dedicated to teaching it, to sharing its wisdom with his people. As a priest, Ezra served as a spiritual guide, leading his community in their worship and their understanding of the law. His influence was instrumental in the re-establishment of the Jewish community after their return from Babylonian exile. Ezra was not just a historical figure, he was a beacon of hope and faith for his people. Fact 4 is the unique structure of the Book of Ezra. Let's delve into this a bit. The book is essentially split into two sections. The first section sets the scene before Ezra's arrival in Jerusalem, offering a glimpse into the state of affairs and the challenges faced by the Jewish community. It's like opening a window into a world that's both familiar and foreign. The second section kicks off with Ezra's arrival and introduces his efforts to reform and re-establish the community in Jerusalem. This dual narrative structure isn't just there for the sake of being fancy. It serves a purpose. It allows the story to unfold in a chronological manner, ensuring that each event and each development is clearly placed within the larger narrative. This structure acts like a roadmap, guiding us through the events and helping us understand the bigger picture. The structure of the Book of Ezra gives us a clear timeline of events and helps us understand the narrative better. Our fifth fact is about the reconstruction of the temple. This was no small task, and the Book of Ezra dedicates a significant portion of its text to the challenges faced during this endeavor. The temple in Jerusalem was not just a building, but a symbol of the people's connection to their faith and to God. The reconstruction process was fraught with opposition and difficulty. Some individuals were not thrilled about the idea of a rebuilt temple, leading to numerous roadblocks and delays. Yet despite these setbacks, the people persisted. They understood the temple's importance, not only as a place of worship, but as a tangible link to their heritage and their God. The tenacity of these individuals is a testament to their faith and commitment to their beliefs. They faced adversity, but never wavered. The reconstruction of the temple became a symbol of resilience and faith for the people of Jerusalem. Rebuilding the temple was not just about erecting a structure, but about restoring a relationship with God. Fact 6 is about the king's decree. This is a pivotal moment in the book of Ezra. The narrative takes a dramatic turn when King Cyrus of Persia, a non-Jewish ruler, issues a groundbreaking decree. This decree, quite unusual for its time, permits the Jews to return to Jerusalem. But it doesn't stop there. It also authorizes the reconstruction of the temple, their sacred place of worship. This is a remarkable point in the story, showing a Gentile king facilitating the re-establishment of the Jewish faith in their homeland. This decree not only signified physical liberation for the Jews from their Babylonian captivity, but also spiritual restoration. It was a beacon of hope, lighting the path towards their religious resurgence. And it's worth noting that without this decree, the narrative of Ezra would be markedly different. King Cyrus's decree set the stage for the events recorded in the book of Ezra. Our 7th fact is about Ezra's prayer. This particular prayer, found in the 9th chapter of the book, is a profound moment of confession and plea for forgiveness. In this prayer, Ezra doesn't just pray for himself, but he stands in the gap for his people. He lays bare the sins of the people before God, acknowledging their failures and transgressions. This prayer is an example of Ezra's spiritual leadership and his heart for his people. He doesn't shy away from the truth but faces it head-on, pleading for mercy and forgiveness from God. His words show his deep understanding of the covenant relationship between God and his people. He knows the wrongs done by his people have strained this relationship, and he yearns for reconciliation. Ezra's prayer is not just a plea but also a testament of his faith in God's mercy and love. Ezra's prayer shows his heart for his people and his deep desire for their reconciliation with God. Fact 8 is about the people's response. Now the people of Israel, upon hearing Ezra's heartfelt prayer, were deeply moved. They wept, they lamented, but most importantly, they decided to take action. Their response was not one of passive regret, but active repentance. They committed themselves to turn away from their past transgressions and to strictly obey God's laws, a commitment that would reshape the spiritual trajectory of the nation. This marked a landmark moment in the history of Israel, where the people collectively pledged to rectify their ways and adhere to the divine laws. This response was not just an individual but a communal commitment, a testament to the unity and shared faith of the people of Israel. Their reaction to Ezra's prayer illustrates the profound influence of a leader's actions on his people. It also underscores the significance of communal repentance and the transformative power it holds. The people's response shows the power of leadership and the importance of collective repentance. Our 9th fact is about the journey. Imagine the arduous trek from Babylon to Jerusalem that Ezra and his fellow exiles undertook. It was no leisurely stroll through the park. Instead, it was an expedition through treacherous terrain, brimming with potential dangers such as robbers, wild beasts, and harsh weather conditions. But this was not simply a physical voyage, it was a journey of faith. The exiles embarked on this journey without an armed escort, putting their trust solely in their God to protect them. This act was a profound demonstration of their faith and reliance on God. Ezra's journey from Babylon to Jerusalem symbolizes a larger spiritual journey. It is a journey towards obedience and faith. It's a journey that required the exiles to leave behind their old life in Babylon and step into a new life in Jerusalem, a life dedicated to serving and obeying God. The journey was not just a physical relocation, but a spiritual journey towards obedience and faith. And our final fact is about the conclusion of the book. The book of Ezra culminates with the completion of the temple, a monumental event that signifies the restoration of the spiritual heart of the Jewish community. This act of rebuilding isn't just about bricks and mortar, it's about mending a fractured faith and reigniting a collective identity. Following the successful reconstruction, the people of Israel come together to celebrate Passover. This is no ordinary celebration, it's a symbol of renewal and hope. Passover, a festival traditionally associated with liberation from Egyptian bondage, takes on a new layer of meaning here. It becomes a celebration of their freedom from exile, a freedom to worship, and a freedom to be a community once again. The book of Ezra ends on a high note with a celebration of renewal, hope, and a restored relationship with God. It's a powerful testament to the resilience of faith and the enduring strength of community spirit. And there you have it, 10 surprising facts about the Book of Ezra. We've journeyed through the authorship, delved into the time period, and pondered the significance of Ezra himself. We've dissected the book's structure, marveled at the temple's reconstruction, and reflected on the king's decree. We felt the fervor of Ezra's prayer and witnessed the people's response. We've walked the path of the journey and arrived at the conclusion. Each fact, each step, has brought us closer to understanding the depth and richness of this seminal biblical text. The Book of Ezra is more than just a historical document. It's a testament to faith, perseverance, and the power of divine guidance. It's a narrative of a people reclaiming their identity, their faith, and their homeland. It's a chronicle of leadership, spirituality, and the human spirit's resilience. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the Book of Ezra. Remember, every book in the Bible has a story to tell and a lesson to teach. Until next time, keep exploring and keep learning.